Hello everybody, welcome. Hi, it's me, Hannah. I don't know why I said my name, I feel like you know my name, but you might not know my name, so hi, I'm Hannah. It's been a bit. We're not really gonna address that, but I'm back and I'm gonna be making videos as regularly as I can. Made a schedule for myself. You might even get weekly uploads. Who knows? I'm not gonna promise anything because I don't want to break that promise. Today, I really wanted to film a challenge video that was like a thing a year ago, and everyone did this like a year ago, but as per usual, I'm late to every trend by at least a year, so we're keeping on brand. And that is the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge, which I believe was created by Jesse from Jesse the Reader, so I'm gonna leave his original video linked in the description box below so you can go and watch that. But basically the way that this challenge works is that there are, I don't even know how many questions, like a lot of questions. You're supposed to pick like 2 random numbers that correlate with your bookshelves, so like one for the shelf and one for a book on the shelf. You know how these things work. And then there are a bunch of questions and you're supposed to answer the question as it relates to the book that you randomly pick off of your shelves. It's pretty straightforward. It looks like a lot of fun. I like doing these types of challenge videos from time to time because it's entertaining. Also, I don't really know how well I know my books, and I feel like I should probably answer that question. I feel like recently, at least, since I did like a really big unhaul of the stuff on my shelves, I still plan to do like another one. I got rid of like over 100 books because I didn't even know what they were about and I didn't even really want to read them. So at least that's gone, but I feel like I have to do like another unhaul and get rid of some more of the books that I don't intend on reading. And once I do that, I feel like I'll have a better grasp of my shelves. But right now I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with most of the books on my shelf. But I'm saying this now and now I'm really worried that I'm not going to be able to answer any of these questions. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just get into the book challenge. I don't know what it is. I think it's a challenge. So I'm just gonna use this random number generator that Google gives me because I didn't ask people for numbers. Okay, the first question is, without looking at the description, tell us what the book is about. And the first 2 numbers are 8 and 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My Night Circus shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There are only 2 different books on this shelf, even though there are like 6 books there. I wish I had planned this because that would have been even funnier, but I didn't plan this. The book that we have is The Night Circus, probably my all-time favorite book. This is a book about a magical circus that only travels at night, and the magical circus is the setting for these 2 magicians who are in a competition with one another, and they have to use the circus as the venue for this competition that they have, magical competition that they have with one another. It's historical fiction, it's fantasy, it's beautiful, magical, wonderful, literally the best book. Please read it. I haven't talked about this in so long. I love this book, so read The Night Circus. That was easy. So the next 2 numbers are 5 and 11, and the question is, without looking it up, what is the genre of this book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have City of Ghosts. This is City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab. It's another book I have read, and this is a middle grade paranormal fantasy. I would just call it paranormal, I guess, novel. The genre is paranormal, middle grade paranormal. The next 2 numbers are 14 and 4, and the question is, without looking at the book, tell us what is on the cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the Raven King. It's a deer with antlers, a stag. I think it's a stag. It's called a stag, right? That's what's on the cover. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, it's a stag, a deer with antlers. The next 2 numbers are 10 and 18, and the question is, without looking it up, what is the main character's name? I am gonna be so bad at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I might not be that bad at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Crooked Kingdom. Technically speaking, we don't have 1 main character. We have 6 main characters, and their names are Kaz, Inej, Nina, Jesper, Wylan, Matthias. Did I forget anyone? I don't think so. That's our main cast of characters, so I got lucky. So far all the books I've gotten I've already read, which has been really nice, but I haven't read like a majority of this side of my bookshelf, so once we get some of those numbers, this might be a little bit more difficult. The next 2 numbers are 23 and 1, and the question is, without looking, name a side character. This is definitely gonna be awful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Behind this. Oh no. The book is My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I have not read this, so I cannot name any of the characters, except I'm guessing that the main character's name is Jane, considering the title and the fact that I know that it's a Jane Eyre retelling or reimagining, something like that. I don't think they'd name a side character Mr. Rochester, but I could guess that, I guess. They did keep his name Mr. Rochester. It says Mr. Rochester. Oh my god. Wow, I got it right. That was just like sheer luck though, let's be honest. The next two numbers are 19 and 13, and the question is, guess how many pages the book has without looking. If you guess 25 below or 25 above the number, you can count it as a win. Okay, so we have a little bit of wiggle room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, I don't know any of these books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Vincent and Theo. It feels like it's 400 to 500 probably. I don't know. I don't know how like thin the pages are. Am I allowed to feel that? I'm gonna say 450. Let's guess 450. That feels like safe-ish. I turned it back. It's 454. This is going really well so far. The next two numbers are 2 and 12, and the question is, without looking it up, what rating did you give this book? If you land on a book you haven't read, pick a new set of numbers. 1, 2. I've read all the books on this shelf, I think. Almost all the books on this shelf, so hopefully we land on one I do know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I am like 99% sure I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, but I'm gonna check my Goodreads now to see if that's true. I haven't used Goodreads in so long that it offloaded from my phone, and now I have to re-download the app. Can you tell that I've been reading a lot lately? Yes, I was right. I did give it 4 stars. Okay, so far so good. I feel like I'm jinxing it every single time I say it, but who knows? This could go really well. The next two numbers are 4 and 21. And the question is, without looking, where does this book take place? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. Ooh. Okay, so Passenger is a time travel novel, and honestly, I can't remember if we start off in we do start off in present day, and I think this takes place in New York. It's been so long since I've read this book. I'm gonna go with it takes place in New York, because I think that's where we start off, like that's the modern day setting. I think that's what it is. Oh wait, the cover has New York on it. I promise I didn't look at that before I said that. Yes, New York City, present day. Okay, I'm counting that as being correct because I didn't look at that before I guessed it. The next two numbers are 13 and 14. And the question is, without looking, what are the parents' names? I literally don't know the name of the parents of a book that I am like in the middle of reading. So unless it's Harry Potter, we're gonna have a really tough time with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I swear to God I didn't choose this on purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The book that it ended up landing on is Chamber of Secrets. I mean, technically his parents are dead, but we're still gonna go with Lily and James Potter. We could also go with Molly and Arthur Weasley. They're both in that book. So we have some parents. Wow, I'm just getting really lucky in this. I swear to God, like, I don't actually know this much about all the books on my shelves. That was unbelievably lucky. Like, I wouldn't have known the names of any of the other parents of any other book, honestly. Who has parents in YA? Let's be honest. The next two numbers are 23 and 9, and the question is, without looking at the hardback, what color is the book under the dust jacket? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not looking at it because I think you can see it through the dust jacket, but the book is Goodbye Perfect. I don't want to look at it because I know you can like see from the top what color the book is. I think it's pink. It's either pink or purple, but I'm gonna go with pink. Let's see. It is pink. Yes. It's like a peachy pink. No, it's a pretty true pink. That's pink. Okay. That was not super hard. The next two numbers are 15 and 4. And the question is, without looking, is there anything on the hardback, like an imprint or an image of some sort? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's not a hardback, so I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go to the last hardback on the shelf, which is right next to it, which is An Ember in the Ashes. Yeah, since I didn't land on a hardback, I just went with the one right next to it, and it was the same book anyway, so it's fine. I don't think there's any imprint on the hardback of this. I feel like I always expect there to be one, but I don't think there is anything, so I'm gonna go with no. And I was correct. There is nothing. There's just the title of the book on the spine, but there's nothing on the front or the back. It's just gold, and it's really pretty. The next two numbers are 1 and 6, and the question is, without looking, do the chapters have titles or are they just numbered? Shelf 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It's been so long since I've read Pride and Prejudice, but I want to say that the chapters are just numbered and they don't have titles. I don't think they have titles. I feel like I'd remember one of the titles, so we're gonna check now. Yes, it's just chapter 1, chapter 2. Right, okay. I feel like if that's the case for all of Jane Austen's novels, or at least the editions that I have, I don't think they'd take out the chapter titles anyway. Just numbered chapters. So we got that one. The next two numbers are 29 and 6, and the question is, without looking at the book cover, does it have an award on it? 29 is this one, and 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Buried Giant by Kazuo Ishiguro. You literally can't see me. Hi. So I'm not gonna look at it, and then I'll go get it. I don't think the book has an award on the cover because I think the edition that I have is a first edition, so it wouldn't have an award on the cover. So I'm gonna go with no, but let's check. And I was correct. There's no award on the cover of this book. Okay, I nearly broke my jewelry box in the process of putting that back on my shelf, but everything's fine. It's okay. The next two numbers are 3 and 11, and the question is, without looking, does the book have any author blurbs on the front cover? 1, 2, 3. My Shadowhunters shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I am not looking at the front cover. It's Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, as you can see. I want to say it probably does have a blurb on the front cover, but I don't know who it would be by. I know like the original City of Bones and like the original Mortal Instrument series has Stephenie Meyer's blurb on the front cover, but I don't know about these. I haven't paid attention. I'm gonna say yes, but I also have a feeling that there might not be one. Let's just go with yes. And there isn't one. There's no blurb on the front cover. I think I'm just so used to looking at like the original 3 books with Stephenie Meyer's blurb on the front cover that it just makes me think that all Cassandra Clare books have a blurb on the cover, but I don't think they do. So yeah, I was wrong. I think that's the first one I've gotten wrong. I broke my streak. All right, the next two numbers are 12 and 30, and the question is, without looking, does the book have a description on the back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at the back. It is Saga, still not looking at it, volume 4. I wanna say yes, it has a description on the back. I can't remember with the Saga books. Like, do they have blurbs? Do they have the description? Do they have just like another image? I feel like it has a description on the back. I'm gonna go with yes. No, it doesn't. I should have gone with my gut. I thought that all of them had like images on the back, but I think I was also thinking of like the bind up of the comics. I think that one might have an image on the back, or maybe that one has a description. I'm just mixing them up. But anyway, I was wrong. It has an image. It has a little bit about the author and the illustrator, and then it has a couple of blurbs at the top. No description on the back. So tragic. But I love Saga, so read Saga. The next two numbers are 11 and 8, and the question is, without looking, does the book have an author photo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I feel like none of these will. This is my poetry shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The book is Love and Misadventure. It's a poetry collection. I'm not looking at the back because I feel like there might be an author photo on the back, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with no. There's no author photo. I feel like I'm gonna get all of these like next ones wrong. I had a good streak going and now this is gonna be like really bad. Let's go with no. No author photo. Okay, there's none on the back. Let's see if there's one inside. I feel like they're typically in hardback books. They don't usually have them in paperbacks. There's none in the back. I don't think there's one in the front. Yeah, there's no author photo. Okay. I was correct. The next two numbers are 13 and 22, and the question is, without looking it up, is the author using a pen name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm already gonna tell you the answer is no, because every single book on this shelf is a Harry Potter book. So they're all written by J.K. Rowling. And she is not using a pen name for these books, but she does have a pen name for her other series. So I'm gonna go with no, because she's not using a pen name for the Harry Potter series. The next two numbers are 10 and 8, and the question is, without looking, what point of view is the book written in, first or third? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. It's the other copy that's on my shelf, but I'm using this one because it's easier to get off the shelf. 6 of Crows is written in third person. Yes. It's written in third person. It's written in third person. Why am I doubting myself? Okay, we're checking. I'm going with third person, but we're just double checking. Yes. Third person. This book is written in third person. I don't know why I was doubting myself. There's no way that we got like Kaz and Inej from first person. I would have vividly remembered that. Also, most of the books that I like tend to be in third person. I prefer third person to first person most of the time. Depends on the book though, depends on the situation. But yeah, third person. I was correct. All right, the next two numbers are 20 and 7, and the question is, without looking, are there any pictures or graphics in this book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. The book is After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't think that there are any pictures or graphics in this book. I read this one on audiobook, so I technically don't know, but I'm like 99% sure. So I'm gonna go with no, and then we're gonna check. So no, that's my answer. Okay, flipping through it, I was correct. There are no pictures or graphics in this book. The next two numbers are 22 and 24, and the question is, without looking, does it have an epilogue? 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Ooh. I don't know. The book is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, and I have no idea. I haven't read this book, so I can't tell you for sure either way. I can't remember if this is a series. I think it ended up being a series, and I'm gonna go with yes, because I feel like a lot of YA books tend to have epilogues. So I'm just gonna guess yes. We'll go with yes. Let's see if I'm wrong. We're at the acknowledgements, chapter 31, and I think I was incorrect. Yep, I was wrong. There are 31 chapters, but no epilogue. I mean, I'm not too mad since I haven't read this book, so I wouldn't really know, but yeah, no epilogue. The next two numbers are 15 and 2, and the question is, without looking, does this book have a prologue? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2. The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. I love this book, and I want to say yes, it does have a prologue. I'm like 99% sure the first book has a prologue, and I feel like this book has a prologue. So I'm gonna go with yes, but we'll check. Okay, this is a little bit tricky because this first chapter is just labeled The Thief, but it is before part 1, which then goes into the first actual chapter. So this isn't labeled a prologue, but it's before part 1 of the book. So I'm gonna say that that is a prologue because the chapters don't even have like chapter numbers at all. They just have titles. Yeah, we're gonna go with yes. That's a prologue. I'm counting that as a prologue. It doesn't have to technically be labeled prologue to be a prologue. If it takes place before part 1 of the book, it's a prologue. That's basically what a prologue is anyway. The next two numbers are 18 and 4, and the question is, without looking, is this book signed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and book number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Again, you can barely see me. I'm not taking this book out because it's like completely stuck in here, but it is The Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien, and it is definitely not signed. The next two numbers are 17 and 6, and the question is, without looking, do the page numbers have a design above or below them or none at all? This is 17, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The book is Love in the Time of Cholera, so I'm just laughing at the irony of the title. I haven't read this book, so I have no idea. I haven't read anything by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, but I have like a bunch of his books all in these like same editions, and I have no idea. I genuinely don't know. I'm gonna go with no. There's no design, so let's check and see. Oh, I was right. It's very tiny page numbers. So yeah, no design. The next two numbers are 21 and 14, and the question is, without looking, do the chapter headers have a design on them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It is Winter Girls by Laurie Halse Anderson. I don't think there's any design on these because I'm pretty sure the chapter headers are written in just like numbers with like zeros in front of them. So I'm gonna check, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I was correct. They're written like this with like zeros in front and with a decimal point and zeros afterwards because they're meant to be written like numbers on a scale. No design. I was correct. I vividly remember these chapter headers. The next two numbers are 10 and 1, and the question is, without looking, are the acknowledgements in the front or the back of the book? I feel like most acknowledgements are in the back, but honestly I could pick up the one book I have where they're in the front, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I keep landing on this shelf. The book is Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, and I want to say the acknowledgements are in the back. I feel like the acknowledgements of her books are always in the back, but let's see. This is like the one I haven't read. Author's note. And are there acknowledgements? Yes, acknowledgements in the back of the book. The next two numbers are 9 and 6, and the question is, without looking, what year was this book published? I could either be very good at this or very bad and have no chance, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We landed on my Infernal Devices shelf. This is gonna be easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's Clockwork Angel, and it was published in 2010. I know that because I read it the second that it came out. Let me see if I'm correct. Just double check. Yes, copyright 2010. I know my Infernal Devices series. And finally, we're on the very last question. The last two numbers are 20 and 18, and the question is, without looking, what year did you read this book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ooh, Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I want to say I read this in 2017. I think that's correct, but I'm not sure. I read it the year it came out. It came out in 2017, so I feel like I'm correct. I'm gonna have to double check my Goodreads and then put it in post if I'm right, but I'm 99% sure I'm right. All right, so there you all have it. That is it for the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge. I feel like I did relatively well. For the most part, I think I've read like at least half of the books on my shelf, but I feel like I've read the majority of the books on my shelves at this point. So I feel like I have a good grasp of them, and I feel like this proved it relatively, as much as you can prove that, I guess, but it was fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video and if you would like to see any more challenges or tags, if you have any suggestions of those. I haven't really been paying much attention to any new tags or challenges, so if there are any that you'd like me to do, definitely let me know. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social media, all my links are in the description box as always, but thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!